Hello, Professor. Good day. My name is Memo Aburto, and I want to talk about the this chapter three that is about speaking. Uh, the text was pretty clear, pretty helpful, so I think we have more idea about the importance of speaking with our students. I want to highlight a couple of aspects uh, when we're talking about that speaking is a priority for our students, for most of students. I consider, and as I told you in the video meeting, that there are different needs, so we cannot just say it for take it for granted for everyone that is the most important. But yeah, I agree that could be for most of our students, most of people. I want to talk about well, the text describes this priority in students. There are some important researchers like Sean, like McDonough, that they have been just giving the most important aspects of speaking. And I want to recall and summarize something about the reasons for speaking that we will, that we check as well in in our meeting. And it's it's in order to express ideas, in order to express opinions. So it can be like the most important reason for speaking, to communicate, to say, express needs, wishes, desires, etc. So this is something that in ontology is really clear for negotiating, for solving particular issues, problems that we can have. So we have to communicate, we have to discuss, we have to agree, disagree sometimes with the audience, with different, with the listener, with someone else, and to establish of maintaining that social relationship that that we as human beings have. There are some interactive approaches, all the description about communication, and the particular features or characteristics that spoken language has. And those most frequently used can be in sentences that can be incomplete, subordination. The text mentions some passives, topic content, comment structure, about passive voice, if I remember, replacing, referring expressions, organized vocabulary, repetition, syntax or structure, etc. So the text is clear. Use describes all these, as well as the use and, as I said, and abuse sometimes of fillers, that they are part of the communication when we are trying to find new words or new expressions, or something else. Sometimes we use fillers, and sometimes I repeat and I highlight it, and sometimes we abuse all these implications that are in the classroom. In the classroom, we have or we should try to use authentic materials that students can just talk about real things. So real communication implies sometimes the interference of L1, the text is clear about all these aspects as well. Gambits describe some types of language. We're talking about agreeing, disagreeing, jumping, pausing, interrupting, etc. In general, I think that the text was pretty good. I want to share some of my experience in the way I work with this type of classes, talking about skills. I want to talk about the complexity that when we are trying, as teachers, we are trying to assess, evaluate, when we want to mark students when they are speaking. Is so complex. No matter we have rubrics, specific rubrics, every teacher will think differently. So, like if I talk about four certified teachers that are going to assess students, and one single student in four different teachers in different moments, I'm sure that they will give a different mark. So it's so complex. I insist, no matter we have established rubrics, it's going to be different. The way I can see how these students develop his speaking in the different aspects and the different um, forms of grammar, vocabulary, discourse management, pronunciation, intonation, pitch, interactive communication. I mean, there are a lot of things that we need to see, and in order to be objective, it's a really ambiguous aspect. Assess a student with the same mark, I repeat, with more than one teacher. The way I teach really fast is, well, first in my lesson plan, of course, as usual, I have the introduction, that is the lead in. When I'm just eliciting or introducing a topic, we're going to talk about prices, if we're going to talk about clothes, etc. Well, I introduce the topic, and I start with something really clear that they can see. For example, describing what items of clothing do I'm wearing that day, etc. Then I have the preparation time. I just form groups, trios, pairs, etc. And I just prepare for the topic, give instructions, clear and short instructions, in order to avoid teacher talking time, okay, the abuse of teacher talking time. And then we have the most important aspect, that is the speaking task. So while they are producing, that they must produce most of the class, I'm just monitoring and just patrolling around, checking, taking notes in order to avoid interruptions in that moment, because the objective is speaking. So I think it's a very bad idea to be just pausing and, no, is this, is that. So in another activity, yes, but not in a speaking one. Then I have, we'll stop, and before the class is over, I just provide feedback on content and feedback on language. Okay, so we talk about that content, what happened with all these themes, tasks, topics, etc., and then on language, corrections, grammar, vocabulary, functions, etc. This is the way I develop a class when we're talking about this important skill, speaking. Thank you very much. Bye bye.